What's up, fight fans? Thanks for tuning in once again. Much appreciated. This is a bit different from what I normally do, right? This is a boxing channel. It's called Boxing Talk with Ade. But I am I can't tell you how big an MMA fan I am. I'm a huge MMA fan. And sometimes, I have to admit, sometimes I'm more of an MMA fan than I am a boxing fan. Because I feel like with mixed martial arts, we get all the fights we want to see. And I say that, but what I really mean is that most of the best fighters are under one umbrella, which is UFC. And obviously Dana White, being a big fight fan, I think he wants to give us what we want. And over the years, 99% of the time, we get the fights we want. If we don't get them, it's normally because of injuries, so on and so forth. So, excuse me for 1 minute, and that's what it will be for a couple of minutes, talking about Conor McGregor. I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan. For a number of reasons. I think we all know this guy's backstory. He was on welfare 6 years ago, sort of cashing those checks. And he's now turned himself into arguably one of the biggest sports stars in the world. Not one of the biggest fight stars, sports stars. We're talking up there with the Messis, the Ronaldos, the LeBron James, Tom Brady, Steph Curry, Usain Bolt. He is in that bracket. So I always admire someone that can achieve that from where they've come from, right? Again, 6 years ago, this guy was collecting welfare checks. So I think his story impresses me. He's a promoter's dream. And he's a promoter's dream for a number of reasons. Look, he's a good-looking guy. He's charismatic. But most times, 99% of the time, he delivers in the octagon as well. So it's not just a case of he's talking and can't back it up. Remember, this is a guy who's a two-weight world champion, 145-pound title, 155-pound title. 145-pound title. He smoked the long-reigning champion, Jose Aldo, in 13 seconds. Went up to 155, smoked Eddie Alvarez. So legitimately, this guy can fight. It's not just a case of he talks and talks and talks. He backs it up. He backs it up. Obviously, I had the fight with Floyd Mayweather, a bit of a clown show, but look, it's a clown show that made him nearly $125 million. Now, I've been following this incident that happened at the Barclays Center yesterday. And I've been listening to a lot of people. I've been going on to YouTube channels such as Luke Thomas. Guys, if you haven't been on to the Luke Thomas channel on YouTube and you're an MMA fan, you need to look at yourself in the mirror big time. Ariel Helwani does MMA fighting. Again, a guy that knows everything you need to know about MMA. So I've been following those guys, their Twitter pages, their YouTube handles, everything, just to kind of keep myself updated. Now, there's two ways you're going to look at this. 90% of people are disgusted as to what he did, right? 90% of people, like, how dare he do this? And I think they're coming from the point of view that, number one, he's put the sport, which is a fighting sport, but nonetheless, he's put the sport into somewhat of disrepute, right? People are looking at it like, you know, UFC is already looked at like some sort of gladiatorial sport. This doesn't help. Plus, he's forced a few fighters to be withdrawn from their respective fights that they were going to have on Saturday. And that's bad. That's bad. Michael Chiesa is one of them. Ray Borg's another one of them. And that I don't agree with. I think that's a shame. Look, I think Conor himself has said that when he spoke to Dana White, that he's upset that that happened. But look, he was in a rage. And when you're in a rage, I think most people that have been in rage will understand it's very difficult to control what you're thinking and what you're doing. Now, a bit of a backstory here. Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov have been going back and forth for about, I think, 18 months, and it's getting more heated. And the problem is, it isn't just them two going back and forth, it's their camps now going back and forth, right? So Artem Lobov, who is a member of Conor McGregor's camp, he was in the corridor when he got approached by Khabib, and I'd say about 7 or 8 of his team members, right? If you're Artem Lobov, your bum's flapping right there and then. You're shitting yourself. There's no two ways about it. Khabib is this monster that, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen footage of Khabib wrestling a bear. I kid you not, wrestling a fucking bear at 9 years of age. That's no BS. He's wrestling a bear. Anyway, so you're Artem Lobov, you're shitting yourself. Conor McGregor would have seen this footage, and what Conor McGregor would do, as he did do, is back his boy. He backed his boy. He said, you know what, guys? Where's your passports? We're getting on a private jet. We're going to America. Now, I'm not saying I'm defending his actions whatsoever. All I'm saying is his boy was put up against the wall by Khabib and his team. I think Khabib even put his arm around his neck. Not to strangle him, but he's put his arm around his neck, kind of buoy someone off a bit. And Conor has reacted. He is a fighter. He doesn't play golf. He doesn't play tennis, or as Jose Mourinho would say, badminton. He fights. So the one thing people should expect a fighter to do when he's pissed off is retaliate with maybe a bit of unconventional methods. And that's all he did. That's what he did. The worst thing that he did was get other people involved. And I'm not defending that. Look, Rose Namajunas is on the bus. She was shaken up. Michael Chiesa was injured. Some glass, I believe, cut him. Ray Borg, glass went into his eyes. That's the worst thing he did. But in terms of wanting to fight and get at Khabib, I mean, did no one expect that? It's funny, you get all these UFC reporters and all these MMA reporters saying, oh, the best thing that could happen right now is for Conor to turn up. That's what they all were saying that, right? Conor needs to turn up and really spice this thing up a bit, because Conor's the reigning 155-pound champion. His belt's going to be stripped. Conor turns up, and it's almost like, oh, well, we wanted him to turn up, but we didn't want him to do this. You guys called the lion came, and now there's a problem. Again, I'm trying not to defend these actions, but if I was Artem Lobov and I had a friend like Conor, my God, it wouldn't be too disappointing. I wouldn't be too disappointed when a friend who's in Ireland, probably chilling with feet up, can fuel up his private jet, bring 15 of these heavies onto the private jet and come and have my back. I can understand why there's a few people out there that think, I wouldn't mind Conor McGregor as my friend.